Hey folks, how you doing? So we're here, Janine and Sergio, our channel. Thank you so much for always taking the time and listening to our journey and what we're going to be exploring. And basically, what we have for today is sort of like a teaser, but I don't want to call it a teaser. We did videos on Friday on a boating adventure, sort of say. We wanted to go out fishing and we wanted to basically document, for our viewers, um, a whole, basically like from A through Z on what it takes for us to go out and enjoy ourselves in a Miami setting on a dry lot in our home where we keep our boat. So, baby, you want to start saying a few things about our experience?
Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning here. Um, we did like a spontaneous trip to fish, to fishing, and it turned out to be wonderful. We had a wonderful day, and we catch a lot of fish, and we even ate them. It was really nice. It was really nice.
So, basically, how it started was like any boating experience. My wife and I, we're like a team. We are a team, not like a team. So she knows what she has to do. I know what I have to do. Each of us have our own lane. So while I'm preparing the boat, I'm checking that the pressure on the tires on the trailer is fine. The gas, fuel for the boat is good. The batteries are fully charged. There's two batteries, so they both have to be fully charged. I just have like a checklist, sort of like a pilot doing, their checklist on a plane. So we do all that, and it's not because we want to do that for the sake of, hey, it's the will the boat operate. No, it's will everything turn out right when you're out there? Because here we can still fix it and there's solutions to it. But when you're out there, you're just gonna have to basically come back and your day is shot. And to avoid that, that's why we do everything. So let me just walk real quick to all the stuff that takes we have to go and work through the sequence of events. So when I'm out there checking all this stuff, my wife is doing what, baby?
My duties are to prepare everything that we're gonna eat, that we're gonna drink. It's important to have water, the most important thing, and the things that we're gonna eat out there. There's nothing to buy when you are in the bay, so you have to take everything. At this time, we were planning to eat tacos, fish tacos, and so I did, the cut the tomatoes, get the cheese ready, everything, in little containers, and the tortillas, and everything was ready. I was taking antibiotics, so I couldn't have any drinks. But usually we take, some wine or maybe a beer, just to chill out there. Me and my husband have a good time, and I have to take also, towels. If it's summer, I have to take, extra clothes or whatever we need. Um, this time we didn't go in the water. The water is not, it's cold for us, probably in the 70s. But for us, it's too cold. I'm a Caribbean girl, so we used uh, to be in hot water, like 80 degrees or something. And so we didn't go in the water, but it's important to take sunblock. Um, we have a lot of sunlight, and we also, hot temperatures, even though it's winter, and we have to be, on the safe side, using sunblock all the time. And I have to keep many things in my mind, because it's if I something is missing out there, it's going to be always my fault. So sometimes, even though you don't believe this, it's a stress for me, because everything has to be perfect. If there's some wife looking at this video, you know you understand me. So we have to get everything ready: towels, clothes, sunblock, food, drinks, um even some probably Tylenol. You don't know if
Yeah.
you can get a headache, hats, uh, everything,
Well,
everything.
so then after she gets her stuff going, I go out. I'm out there already getting everything ready. We have our grill that we clean it and then we put it back in the boat. All that's got to be in order because just remember, if we're doing like my wife just said, we're planning on the fish tacos. That didn't turn out well, but you'll see it in the video that's upcoming. That didn't turn out like we planned, but still, most of the time our grill is on the boat, and we'll usually do burgers, dogs, wings. Sometimes we'll go and take like just cold cuts or what have you, but we have backup, we have food. This trip that we took, we didn't want to do that. It was almost like an adventure. We went out and we had to go hunt, sort of like that. So we were out there and we, like she stated, she took all the taco stuff, but there was no fish. We were gonna have fish tacos. Well, let's just keep going. I'll get to that in a minute. So then we were getting our boat set up. We're hooking the trailer to the hitch. We're gonna start trailering the boat out, but we still have to stop for ice because usually we prepare prior, but this was on spontaneous boat outing. We just said, hey baby, let's go out and do a short film, do something for our channel, because even though we are not a boating fishing channel, it's all associated. Our home search consists of a waterfront property because we love boating. My wife and I are active boaters. So our channel really is a home on the water because we're going to be fishing and we're going to be doing everything that has to do with the water. There'll be videos when we're on the sandbar and we're going to be there, and this is just part of our channel. So for everyone that's out there, the snowbirds, the Canadian friends, all those folks that are looking to move to South Florida, we are basically saying we're going to Southwest Florida because that's where it's affordable. We're on fixed incomes. Remember, I'm over 60. I'm not going to say how old I am. My wife, I don't want her saying how old she is because she's a lady and ladies don't say their age. But anyway, we're not we're not in our youth. We're older now and we're on fixed incomes. So we're just going out there. We're gonna find this place. We're searching for it. We're really right now we're pursuing it. Sort of like we're gonna get really aggressive after the new year because right now it's Christmas. We want to enjoy. So going back, I don't want to go off topic. Going back. So now we got the boat moving, baby. What was everything else we had to do? We got the boat on the trailer.
Yeah, well, we have to take a drive to the marina. The traffic in Miami. Once we get there, we have to. I usually help my husband. Where you're gonna see in the upcoming videos is not what you usually happen. I usually help him, a little with the ropes and with all the things that you're gonna see later. But this time I was just filming. Let him do the hard work.
Yeah, let me just say this real quick before I forget.
Mhm.
So for years I've been boating. I'm a boater since I'm in my 50, early age, 15, 16 years old. I've been boating in South Florida. So my experience has always been you have to learn how to do everything on a boat by yourself. And I always encourage people to do that because not only you shouldn't go out by yourself because that's obviously not what people recommend, but for me, going out sometimes with myself, it's like therapy. I like going out there and just sometimes I just go out fishing. I'm not going out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean by myself. No, just so you understand, going out fishing could be in the bay. We have awesome fishing, so you don't have to go far. So I've always learned to do everything on my own. But my wife, like she was saying, she does help. It doesn't, it's not going to appear so on this upcoming video. So go ahead, babe.
Yeah, I'm always, scared. Um, you know, he can fall, slip and fall. The ramp usually has algae and it's very slippery. I'm always, encouraging him to use the water shoes, safe one. This time he did it with his slippers, like a flip flops.
Mm-hmm.
It was not very safe. Um, it's always, a concern to me that he got injured or something like that, and we obviously wouldn't want that. We want to continue enjoying life, without any issues.
True. So then we're in the marina. We get the boat in the water. You're gonna see every single moment through, like I stated earlier, A through Z. And the reason for that is for an understanding for those folks that are planning something similar. Buying a boat is an amazing thing. I encourage people to do so if you live, in an area where you have access to water. Miami, we have water everywhere, but we also have a lot of people, a lot of folks, overpopulated area. We have a lot of traffic. Keeping your boat in a marina, it's very expensive. Keeping the boat, near the marina in a place where you still have access to the water, it's still a hassle. So what's the best thing? Having the boat in your canal in the backyard where you're able to just say, hey baby, let's go out for 20 minutes and see the sunset. And you walk, you get in your boat, you press a button, the boat's in the water, you go out, you come back, you have where your dock is, you have fresh water, you have your electrical outlets with lighting. You can come in late and you can still flush your engine, wash your boat down, and just step into your home and you're home. That's what this is about, folks. So when we say, this is the journey, this is the, what we're planning on doing, this is not just us. There's a lot of folks out there right now probably thinking of, hey, that's what we want, honey. And when we retire, or if you're already retired and you want to come down to, Florida, Southwest Florida, I'm not going to tell you right now that that's not going to, be a bad idea. I think it's a great idea. Now, there are issues. Remember what happened last year, honey, with those storms and all that,
Yeah, it's
we have that
we
too.
are in the target. Every year we're in the target for hurricanes, and that's the only, let's say, bad thing that we have here in
Yeah.
Florida. You never know when we can hit by a major hurricane, which is a very bad thing. But Miami is it's the ideal city, to have a boat and to enjoy out there. It's the perfect city, but unfortunately, it's because it's paradise. Uh, it's unaffordable, so we have
Yeah.
to search another areas, and we're gonna probably have the best time, and the best property in those other
Yeah.
areas.
So then we're heading out. We got the boat in the water. We're at Dinner Key Marina. It's located in Coconut Grove. Beautiful area, great place to live and be outdoors. So we go out. We're heading to Stiltsville. Stiltsville is it's a group of houses on stilts that were built. Most of them were built in the 30s. There's a lot of history behind Stiltsville, but the history goes back in the time when they were doing gambling and all kinds of different things that were legal and illegal. Some of those homes were there for personal use. Others were doing stuff that was obviously, no pun intended, fishy. So it was out there and people were doing that. I'm not sure at what point did they stop giving out permits, because there was all these homes popping up. And right now, 2025, the homes that are there, that's it. You know, once those, if there's any storm, hurricanes that tear them down, they're not getting permits for them anymore. So what you have out there is what it is. There's only a few homes left. There used to be a lot more. Right now, we go there a lot, my wife and I. Um, the fishing is great. A lot of mangrove snappers from, you know, when you cast underneath those homes, because it's shaded, and fish obviously, you know, they need areas where they can, you know, it's like their habitat, you know. So it's a good fishing, but it's very, you have to be very calculated when to be there, what time of the day. There's a lot of science behind, you know, the fishing. So you have the tides, incoming, outgoing tides. You have you know, currents, certain currents, and then you have all the other things that has to do with fishing, the moon and all kinds of stuff. So sometimes we go out there and we don't do well. Sometimes you can basically get as many fish that you want. So my wife, baby, why do you like that area so much?
I love the romantic side of
Oh, there
the.
you go.
Yeah, it's a very good. It's a very good, place for fishing, but
Don't disclose everything.
but romantic, to be romantic
Don't
is
embarrass me.
it is the best. It's a very quiet place where you can watch, the sunset.
I'm gonna go out there more often then.
Yeah, very beautiful, peaceful. Um, it's a great size to be, just to have a nice conversation and a glass of wine. It's very beautiful.
Okay, well then, so we were there in Stiltsville. We caught, I would say, a lot of fish, but they were all small, all undersized, illegal catch. You know, like a lot of yellowtails. They were like 2 inches, and I kept through the video. It was funny because I'm like, "Oh baby, I think I got the fish. I got it." And then when I saw the fish, I would say, "Don't laugh, guys. Don't laugh," because it's funny because you're expecting this huge fish and it's not. So that was kind of funny in the moment. So we eventually decided, let's get out of here, because our goal was to get fish to be able to do tacos and have lunch. So now it's 2 o'clock, you know, it's past lunch. I'm hungry. She's hungry. No fish, or no legal fish for that matter. So we decided, I told my wife, baby, let's go to Cape Florida. There's a channel right in front of Cape Florida that's really good fishing. The only problem with that area, for some of you folks that are watching this video, Cape Florida is the southern peak of Key Biscayne. There's a lighthouse there and it's called Cape Florida Lighthouse. That channel that goes parallel to that area on high tide is about 18, 19 feet of water. It's very good bottom for fishing, deep sea fishing there. When I say deep sea, it's not that it's deep. The bay is very shallow overall. So 18, 19 feet is deep considering, the area. So anyway, we went there. The reason I don't like going there a lot, unless it's like my wife, she doesn't get seasick. She's a real trooper. But sometimes you go with friends that are not used to boating, and then you go there, and because you're on the channel, there's a lot of, traffic, boat traffic, and you're gonna get seasick. That's the problem with that area. And especially on the weekend, you have more traffic. But since it was Friday and we're just chilling out, it's late already. We're trying to catch fish for our tacos, Everything is like, baby, we're hungry. I want to get my tacos going. So anyway, she was ripping it. I mean, we started like catching fish, and baby, how did that turn out?
Yeah, it was a lot. I did catch a lot of fish. Um, we didn't get all of them home because some were small, they were not legal, so we put it back in the water. But it was good. It was really good.
So she was ripping it. She was really tearing up those rods. So at one point, I'm like, honey, I think we got enough for more than enough fish for tacos or what have you. But it's already late. We had prior commitment that we had to attend to, and we decided, it's not the time to. Usually, when you were on a planning stage, you have to go from that to go somewhere else, clean the fish, and we were gonna fillet the fish for small, for the tacos. So I didn't want to do all that. I was already hungry. I think it was about 5 o'clock by the time we left. We actually used up all the bait, and we decided, okay, let's just head back at this point. So we headed back. We got to the marina. Uh, my baby here helped me, with all the stuff with, getting to the dock. She held the boat while she handed the ropes. We did the rope thing. We did all that. Then she stays there on the boat while I go and get the truck with the trailer. I'm backing it up, and she's filming all this, right, honey?
Yeah.
What did you see there at that point?
Well, I saw a lot of work, a lot of work for you, and um, well, it is what it is. Until we have our dream home in next to the canal or a water, we have to do that.
Yeah.
We have to do that, and so we have to take what we have, and that's what we have right now.
Yeah. So then I start doing my work, which is, bringing the boat onto the trailer. You gotta, there's this lever that you're just like rattle, 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 bring the boat in. And that takes a lot of work. And the reason, there's gonna be people out there, viewers, that probably will say, no, man, just put the truck further in the water and you don't have to pull as much. Well, I don't like to even get my tires wet with salt water. My truck is like, that's my baby. I don't want to get salt water on the brakes because I've seen people, they'll go in the water over the height of all the brakes and stuff. Guess what's going to happen? All that's going to rot. So no, I rather use my arm and ratchet and do the labor. I'd rather do that than have the trailer get all everything on my truck get rusty. So anyway, moving forward, the boat's on there. We're heading home. It's 5:30. Miami traffic is horrendous, for God's sake. So here we are. We're stuck in traffic. We're trying to get home. Finally, we get home, and then this is when more work is added. Now, my wife, what are you doing at this point, honey?
Well, I just took whatever we took to the, you know, concerning about food. Just took all the food inside and just rush into to the shower. I have to wash my hair. As you can see, I have a lot of
See
hair,
what I mean?
a lot of hair. So it's a mission to wash my hair, and we have to be ready very soon because I think we mentioned that we had a viewing, and we had to go, something that we cannot miss it. So I rushed into the shower and did as fast as I could. And my husband was just
I'm,
putting
I'm out there.
yeah.
I'm out there. I have to stay out there. The truth of the matter is, I always encourage her, baby, go take a shower. Just put all the stuff in the fridge that needs to be refrigerated. Because at this point, we have limited ice, and I'm not going to leave the stuff out there. So she does all that. And once she's inside the house, she goes and does her thing, which is the shower, the hair, and getting pretty. And I stay outside because I have to do that. This is very important for boaters. You have to get the salt water off your boat, flush your engine. You have to flush all your trailer components, everything underneath. We spend $2,000 last year for repairing the trailer. Uh, if I haven't said it earlier, which I think the videos will highlight that, that boat that you're seeing on the videos is 10 years old, and it shines like if it was yesterday. It was purchased yesterday, but we take care of it. So, being out there an extra 20, 30, 40 minutes, it's worth, the trouble and effort. So I'm out there flushing all that, getting all that salt, and then, in this case, it didn't work out like that, but I'm just laying out the procedure of getting home when you have fish and what have you. In the videos that you're going to be seeing shortly, we cleaned the fish the following day because we had to go to this viewing. So basically what I did was just flush everything, get the salt off everything on the boat and the trailer. Now, the following day, I went out there, we got it all set up, and we were, cleaning the fish. Then we were preparing, the fish for fish fry. And we went through that whole, all those videos had to do with all that, the fun stuff, which is eating. The eating that we were supposed to do Friday for the tacos didn't work out, so we ended up having it Saturday, so for lunch. So we ended up the video basically hanging out, in our backyard. My wife was there; she did all the prep for me to be able to fry the fish. So she got all the stuff from inside the house, the pots, the oil, all that stuff, the seasoning. So for our viewers, we're both native from Cuba, um, and our food known, throughout the world as good food. We are known for black beans and rice, and there's a lot of other things that we're going to be sharing in our channel. Uh, and so when we cook or what have you, that there's always going to be that the spin on the kind of food that we cook and our culture, our upbringing. Where we live in the Miami area, there are a lot of Cubans in the Miami area. So this channel is about sharing our own ideas, our views, our things, and we enjoy what we're doing right now because it's part of our journey and where we want to be tomorrow. My wife, you want to say something else before we wrap this up?
It was a very good day out there. I hope you all enjoy all the movies that you're gonna see after this one.
Mhm.
And I just want to ask you kindly that like our videos, share and subscribe.
Yeah. I want to close by saying that, our channel, we're praying, that people watch it, not for the sake of, I don't ever think of, when you do something, you have to think about, making money. I think we should always focus on, what you enjoy in life. And right now, we're enjoying this. My son encouraged us to do so. Hey, Dad, document what you're doing on that pursuit of finding that home. If not for him, we wouldn't have been documenting this. But it turns out that we're enjoying what we're doing right now, because what else? How much harder is it to, if you're already doing something, to just pick up your phone and document what you're doing. So that's really the only thing different from what we were doing before. Because for years we've done the fishing, we've done everything we're doing now. The only component that was missing is that we just decided, baby, I'm tired of pulling this trailer, and I want a break. I need because I don't want to wait till I'm 70 to then go out and try to find a place. No, I think we should do it now while we're still active. And I just wanted to, I want to close on that. That this channel is about what we were doing, but now we're documenting what we're doing. So thank you, folks, for taking the time and just be part of our journey.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.